Fewer versus less. Untangling common English language mistakes. Hello, language learners. Today, we're going to tackle a very common English language pitfall: the difference between fewer and less. This topic might sound simple, but it's a nuanced one that even native speakers sometimes struggle with. So, buckle up as we dive into these commonly confused adjectives and adverbs. Let's start with some basic rules. The word less is used for singular mass nouns, things that cannot be counted. For example, I have less time to finish this project. On the other hand, fewer is used for plural count nouns, things that can be counted. For instance, she has fewer books than me. Remember, use fewer for countable things and less for uncountable things. Despite the basic rules, it's easy to get confused. A common mistake is using less instead of fewer. You might hear someone say, "There are less people here today." But the correct usage is, "There are fewer people here today." Be aware of these slip-ups and double-check your usage when in doubt. The English language wouldn't be English if it didn't have its fair share of exceptions. Here's a big one. We use less before numbers when they are on their own and with expressions of time, money, and distance. For example, "It's less than 2 miles away," or "The task took less than 5 hours." These are exceptions because, even though numbers are countable, in this context, they represent measurements, which are uncountable. Remember this exception as it's commonly used in everyday language. A handy tip to help you remember the rules is to think about what you're quantifying. If you can count it, consider using fewer. If you can't count it, consider less. And don't forget the exception with measurements. Repetition and practice will help cement these rules in your mind. And there we have it. A guide to distinguishing between fewer and less, and avoiding some common English language errors. Remember, even native speakers get these mixed up sometimes, so don't be hard on yourself. With practice and patience, you'll master these tricky adverbs in no time. Thank you for joining us today, and happy language learning!